April 2026. A cruise ship departs from Ushuaia, Argentina, carrying 150 people on a voyage toward the remote islands of the South Atlantic. 5 days into the trip, a 70-year-old passenger develops a fever and a headache. He assumes it's a minor infection. Within 48 hours, his condition collapses. He struggles to draw air into his lungs, and by April 11th, he is dead. The virus doesn't stop with him. As more passengers fall ill, international ports refuse to let the ship dock, fearing a contagion they don't yet understand. Tests eventually confirm the presence of Hantavirus. This is a pathogen with a mortality rate near 50%, killing half of the people it infects. There is no vaccine, no specific antiviral treatment, and no known cure. With a lethal virus circulating among a trapped population, the ship becomes a floating stress test for the next global pandemic. This threat first appeared at scale during the Korean War in the 1950s. Over 3,000 soldiers were suddenly hospitalized with a disease that defied conventional diagnosis. Their symptoms began with high fevers and progressed to internal bleeding and complete kidney failure. Approximately 15% of those soldiers died before they could be treated. It took 30 years for researchers to identify the cause. In the 1980s, a South Korean virologist isolated the virus from local field mice and named it after the Hantan River. A different version of the virus appeared in the United States in 1993, killing 10 young, healthy members of the Navajo Nation within weeks. This outbreak revealed a direct link between the virus and the El Niño weather pattern. Heavy rains from El Niño produced a massive surplus of pinyon pine nuts, which are the primary food source for local mice. This abundance of food caused the mouse population to grow uncontrollably. As more mice entered human living spaces, the risk of people inhaling the virus from aerosolized rodent droppings reached a breaking point. This risk remains a global reality. Studies in India have found hantavirus antibodies in 4% of the general population, with even higher rates among warehouse workers and rat catchers in Tamil Nadu. These outbreaks follow a specific environmental cycle, appearing only when weather patterns trigger a surge in the rodents that harbor the pathogen. This raises a critical question for the 2026 cruise ship. If this is a disease caught from mice, how is it spreading from person to person on a boat in the middle of the ocean? In 1996, researchers in southern Argentina identified a specific variant that changed the landscape of the disease, the Andes strain. The Andes strain is the only hantavirus capable of direct human-to-human transmission. The infection began when a couple visited a mouse-infested landfill before boarding. Carrying this strain, the virus spread through the close quarters of the cruise ship. The crisis was the result of a rare biological mutation meeting a high-density environment at the exact moment of infection. Despite its high lethality, the Andes strain fails the biological requirements to become a global pandemic like COVID-19. The virus cannot spread through the air. It requires prolonged physical contact or direct bodily fluid contact. Furthermore, the transmission window is incredibly small. An infected person is generally contagious for only 24 hours, typically right when symptoms appear. Because of these two biological limits, isolating an infected person for just 2 days effectively ends the risk of spreading the virus. The primary danger remains environmental. As El Niño events become more frequent, changing rainfall patterns will drive rodent populations into new areas. Prevention starts with securing the home. Sealing gaps, managing trash properly, and removing food sources are the most effective ways to keep rodents and the virus away. When entering enclosed spaces like old storage units or warehouses, wearing an N95 mask and gloves provides a critical barrier against inhaling contaminated dust. Hantavirus is a severe threat to the individuals it infects, but its own biological restrictions keep it from spreading unchecked. Our most reliable defense is not a medical miracle, but consistent hygiene and